Hi traders, 27th of November 2017. I wanted to talk to you guys about index analysis and smart entries. I've developed an index analysis tool called the FX Trader Index Analyzer, and it's been on the market for quite a long time, and it looks like this. So we can see here the system is analyzing currencies, not pairs, actually currencies, so dollar, euro, sterling, etc. And it's looking at the index data across monthly, weekly, daily, 4-hourly and hourly timeframes. And then we can also filter that data by strength and weakness. So we can see here today we've got on the hourly basis, we've got a weak euro, strong US dollar, and again weak euro on 4-hourly, strong US dollar on 4-hourly. Daily, looking like strong yen and weak Swiss franc, followed by the dollar. So this gives us an idea of what we can trade, and obviously we're looking for optimum pairs when we trade. So that's all well and good, but if you want to kind of automate this system and actually put a bit more, or make it a little bit cleverer, if you use another tool which we've developed called the Market Detective, the FX Trader Market Detective, you can automatically set up entry signals and auto trade those signals, not based on absolute price levels, but based upon percentage pullbacks. So earlier on today, the index analyzer was giving me, let's have a look what we did. So we did a few trades. Basically, we did a long Kiwi dollar US dollar and a long, actually two long Kiwi dollar US dollars, and both of those trades went into profit, and those were triggered from the Market Detective tool. So we didn't have to think about any stop loss levels or take profit levels. They were pre-configured in the Market Detective tool. So if I look at my existing alerts, we can see here we got both of those. Actually, we've got a Kiwi dollar, deleted I think one earlier, but we've got a Kiwi dollar trade triggered, and you can see here the MT4 actions were to fade the spike, i.e. trade against the spike, one lot, stop loss 20 pips, take profit 10 pips. Not good risk reward, but bear in mind what we've done here is we've used the index analyzer to effectively align ourselves with the trend. At the time of earlier on today, I saw basically a strong Kiwi dollar and a weak US dollar. That's subsequently changed, but for purposes of our trade at the time, I did it on a 5-minute chart. So here's, you can see the 5-minute chart on the index analyzer, and the trade got triggered, and if you look at what happened, it went into profit, and we walked away with $77.80 minus 5 for commission and so on. This trade down here, Kiwi dollar, again that went into profit. So we've also got a long Aussie dollar trade which was triggered around here. These trigger points aren't going to be exactly where you'd expect to see them in terms of, I mean, if you're trading this manually on a 5-minute chart, you'd probably be thinking, right, let's look at resistance. There was a resistance level here, which then became support, which is nice. That would have been an ideal entry. So you're not going to get it exactly right using percentage change analysis, but you can tune it accordingly. So let's see what we can do now. So I'm going to give you an example of how you'd set up some more automated trades using the Market Detective tool and using the index analyzer in conjunction. So let's delete these previous trades, and that's our Market Detective interface up here. Let's have a look at the index analysis again, and this is telling us that we've got, on a 4-hourly and hourly basis, we've got strong US dollar, strong cable, and weak Swiss franc and weak euro. So the index analyzer, the Market Detective tool at the moment can only trade forex majors. So really the only pair we can trade here is euro US dollar, and we'd be looking to go short euro, long dollar, i.e. because the euro is weak and the dollar is strong. So let's go into the system. We'll go to euro dollar in the market detective. We're on the 5-minute time frame. Now we can see the percentage change data here over the last 200 chart periods. And so we're going to be looking to go short euro dollar, because remember, euro is weak, dollar is strong. So we sell the euro dollar, selling euros, buying dollars. And so in this percentage change analysis here, we want to be basically putting our threshold on the positive side of this price action. So we want to be selling spikes or fading spikes. So when basically the euro dollar comes up, we want to be selling those rallies. We're not getting many of them, but it's good enough for us. So if we set our threshold somewhere around here, we look at our MT4 settings, and these are our trade settings. So we're fading the price move, one lot, 20 pip stop loss, take profit 10. Again, not good risk to reward, but we're basing our trading plan on winning virtually all of these, okay? So we want to give our position a bit of room to breathe. 10 pips is too tight. So give it 20 pips, let it breathe, let the trend hopefully take you to your take profit level. And the quick fill basically just adds in today's date, and it basically gives the trade, the automated trade in Market Detective 24 hours before it effectively times out. And so once we're happy with that, we can then send that trade to the server. And that's it. All we've got to do is sit and wait. And all I've done is I've loaded a Market Detective EA on one of the charts, and that constantly analyzes signals from the Market Detective tool, and job done. So that's an example of how you can use index analysis for aligning yourself on the right side of market flow and trend, and then you can automate your trades using the Market Detective system, and you don't have to worry about the absolute entry level. All you're looking to do is trade spikes, which is essentially a pretty powerful way of doing it. So that is what this whole system is about. As time goes by, I may well automate this whole process. So have a tool which automatically sets your alerts, obviously within parameters which you can define, and then we'll keep running the alert, the same automated trade on a time frame that you designate, and it'll keep doing it while the actual index data is suitably aligned, and then obviously it will then dynamically reallocate as and when we start to see something else happening. So actually, interesting enough, here we've seen a little bit of a change. So we've seen Aussie dollar now weakening. Again, US dollar still strong. So we could do the same thing. We could have a look at Aussie dollar, US dollar. Let's just have a look at the trend. So we've seen here over the last few periods, this is the price history for Aussie dollar on the 5-minute chart. Let's just look at reduced number of periods to say 50. Yeah, so you're seeing it weakening off now. So we could, if we wanted to, trade this weakness by selling any short-term spikes on the Aussie dollar, US dollar. So let's do that. And as our threshold is above the zero line on the percentage change data, and we're fading, remember, the actual spikes, this would be perfect for us, because this would indicate a short Aussie dollar, US dollar trade. So send that to the server, and job done. Notice we're actually long Aussie dollar at the moment, so be useful to keep that in mind. If we do get a short position coming up on the Aussie dollar, you're effectively hedged. So you then probably manually look to exit this long trade here if it basically went into a break-even situation, on the basis this short-term weakness in the Aussie dollar will continue. So we're seeing here last few minutes, uptrend is broken, Aussie dollar is now in downtrending environment. So we potentially be looking to sell spikes here. So if I was doing this seriously, and this is just a demo, but if I was actually, this is just a demo account too, but if I was long here, I'd be looking to basically exit this long position pretty quickly on any retests of this high here, and then I'd wait for the system to automate a short Aussie dollar trade, and so on. So up to you how you use it. You can configure it based on your preferred time frame. This is ultra short, sort of intraday time frames I'm using here, so this would be good for day trading, not for the faint-hearted, I might add. So if you want to get much bigger moves, use a higher time frame. So if you look at the market detective tool and you went up to a much higher time frame, say 4 hourly, these spikes that you're seeing here over the last 50 periods represent significant movement. So if you're trading these spikes here, you could be picking up potentially good long entries. Remember, if the threshold's below the zero line, it's going to place a long trade, assuming you set auto trade features to fade. You can also follow the market as well if you want to. So if you see an enormous spike around, say, a news event, and obviously you can filter for the news event using the trade trigger timeframes, and you could potentially get yourself into an economic news release as the news comes out, which saves you having to kind of mess about watching a load of stuff. So it's another example of how the system can be used, but pretty innovative. No one has really looked at percentage change data for entry purposes. There are some very crude percentage change signal services, but they've got no logic to them in terms of where the trader sets the percentage. So on a 240-minute chart on the Aussie dollar, how many traders would know that a trigger threshold percentage-wise of, say, let's have a look. Yeah, you'd be looking at, you need 0.2% really, above 0.2% on 4 hourly. Unless you've got this sort of analysis, this graphical analysis, you haven't got the faintest idea of what percentage numbers to choose. So if people are choosing arbitrary 1%, 2%, whatever, it means nothing, because you're never going to get the trigger. But if you can actually graphically analyze what's going on in terms of percentage change data, then you've got a much better chance of being able to set sensible percentage change thresholds where you can get an alert, and if you choose to, you can auto trade that signal in MT4. So quite a lot going on here, folks. This is a bit more advanced for kind of traders who understand mean reversion trading techniques, pairs trading, all that kind of stuff. But percentage change data can be really handy at getting you into buying dips and uptrends and selling rallies and downtrends. If you can work out where the trend is using the index analysis tool, and then you can use Market Detective in conjunction with the index analysis tool, and you can then start to get some pretty smart trades going your way. So I hope that's useful. Any questions, please don't hesitate to contact me, info@fxalgotrader.com. Thanks for watching.